Zio get me by to how dear now Sierra Mamenu there was some gonna walk a rare neck with your hand dear blue how dear now Sierra Cadu Sabo Bushu Sazo Mega ye blanco Wadi so eh Kawaka Kama Mapanyo no consider Bagum ya botlana ye to dogen se kewe okay no sugu kuwa boy resi ao mamen Budo ken no sugu Lero mana we ya we so resi kewe okay no sugu kuwa boy resi ao okay no sugu Tuma gone Nyera no ayo ka goda boa Mawe koya mo ite wan wore toke wan ro gon be ke Mawe so ye ti kan la ku Ye ko mo te wanu agara gara mo mu so e kaso mo black ye mo nya ba wa kama o Hawe so ye ti kan Hawa na so ye tu ga Ma ne wo bile wa ku Zo sera bile wa ka zo I want your mama. You go ahead. Amen. Honey, I'm going to see it ever good. Some yet. Maluo. No bon ça il go me na zarago apaka yute tunetone magawa kori de toke gbe bo atene moje yema sewe wa pie ye so to magasi ma u kala mi black ya mi yema wa kama ana nere ye Okay, so going up your wagon, I don't know I want to be a honey, tomorrow. I have a see you go to it. When you got to go.
Good evening, folks. Samson told Liberian Public Radio. Want to thank all of you that are coming in tonight. We appreciate you all. Thank you, Archie. Good evening to you as well. Thank you, thank you. We're here again tonight. We said thank all of you. Those of you that are going to be coming on later on, please just share this. All you have to do is click on the share button and share. Excuse me. I even started showing you. Start coughing already. But anyway, share it to as many brothers and sisters as possible. Just give me a minute here. Let me call for water. Um, all right. I just called for my social security son to give me no, I mean social no, I mean water. I want to thank all of you again, folks. Those of you that are coming in, please just share this video. Share as many to as many people as possible. Same subject matter last night. I'm going to try to stay away from the drug issue until because this thing is becoming like you say, I say, who say, who say. Let them go ahead and do their who say, I say business. The government, as far as I'm concerned, the Republic of Liberia is not a banana republic. The Republic of Liberia, the government duly elected by the people. That man can't come and show again. I'm blacking. The man can't come and show. He can't jacklap and show ya. He's not your favorite man. I am. I'm making it clear now. You don't want to watch my show. Just tell me I'll say good night. How you call the man your favorite man? The man myself with enemy. Then he say he's your favorite man, and you watch my show. I am the detector on the show. I'm the board chair on the. Thank you, son. Appreciate it. Now, my son. Not only can you bring me water, you can cook cross for me, you know. I'm from Total, eat right cross. But anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. We will continue to discuss this here because I think the drug issue, as far as I'm concerned, we will allow the government take the lead, whatever the government tell us. If the government give us any information, then we can come in and start investigating. We're investigating already, but we can come in to say, okay, the information the government give us compared to the information we have, they are not matching or they are matching. That's how we're going to do it. So I'm not going to dwell too much on the drug issue, but let's go ahead and say thank to all of you. Safety, safety. Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again this evening for bringing us together. We ask, my Lord, that you continue to extend our life. Touch us. Whatever it is that is in us that is not correct, remove it. Take it out. We believe in you. We believe in you. We trust that you can do just about anything. We know you're in control. We thank you for that. We thank you for things yet to come, but they are wonderful things. We know that because you have done it before. My Lord, mm, the other one just hit me. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, my Lord. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yes, yes, yes. You've never failed me. You never fail. Oh, my God. You never fail me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, my Lord. Thank you. Thank you for coming through again. Thank you for everything. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you. Again, my folks, we're here again tonight, Lord, with Ice Cube, that the Republic of Liberia be blessed, that the people of the Republic of Liberia be blessed, that the President of the Republic of Liberia be blessed. Whatever he touches, President Wakai, that is. Let him be blessed. His hands must be blessed. Extend his life. Whichever door he knocks, please open the door in the interest of the Liberian people. My Lord, we're in your hands. My Lord, guide us. Thank you for the blanket of love. Thank you for the blanket of forgiveness. Thank you for the blanket of opportunity. Thank you for everything. For those brothers and sisters that are unable to be with us and for whatever reason, my Lord, step in. Comfort. We thank you. We ask that the host country, the United States of America, be blessed. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right. So, as I stated yesterday, we're here to have this discussion, okay? This discussion about why Liberians. And you will say, but Mr. Toll, the issue is not about who and what have you. I agree. I agree. I agree. The issue is deeper than that. The issue has shared responsibility. I agree. And we will speak to that. We will speak to the shared responsibility. It says here Liberian businesses struggles to secure loan from commercial banks because they often lack traditional collateral instrument. I was here last night arguing why is it that Liberian, those brothers and sisters that are in power, this is our country. It has been run by men and women of integrity, I believe. This country has been run by men and women of high integrity, I believe. However, I also believe that there are some among those brothers and sisters that perhaps are falling short in taking the full responsibility of helping our brothers and sisters, of creating wealth in the country. I'm not a financial person, I'm a civil engineer, I'm a roadway engineer, designer, and construction person. And I'm very good at that. Damn good, if I may say so. Very, very, very good. Very good. You don't believe me? Come try me. But it's not about that. I am not. I have not studied financial business or financial. I don't have. I no. Let me take that back. Back in 1983, I attended financial classes. I wanted to be a teller in a bank. And so they have a banking class that we went to how to manage, how to be a teller, that when people bring their how to cash check, how to put in money away, what to do, and all that kind of stuff. I did that, and in fact, I did it so well that I was selected that year to be the keynote speaker. I mean, not a keynote, but to be the commencement speaker during the graduation. We're only there for 3 weeks, and we're graduating. I used to wear my kosu, sweating like hell, no car. We used to walk from place to place. But anyway, so I did that, but I don't remember anything anymore about that. So I have no clue when it comes to money management and what have you. But I do have common sense, and from that, I'm speaking as somebody with common sense. I've been reading. I can read. I still don't have a GED. I'm trying hard to get my GED. That's it. I don't even graduate high school. I'm trying hard to get my GED, and so I don't have higher education. I still reading with understanding with elementary, what have you. But I'll do my best here tonight. I say to you, common sense to create wealth. Now, you can say creating wealth. Yes, the wealth is already there because many of our brothers and sisters, their parents own land, so they live the land with them, but it's only in the interior. But most of the brothers and sisters that are trying to collect, that are trying to borrow money are in Monrea. They got no land there. They got no land there. Thank you, my son. But when you say that, actually, they know you, my son. You say, my dad's stupid. You know, that's that you always say your dad's smart. Your father always smart. Anyway, you would say that one. Let somebody else say, but I you say you're smart. That one, the people now they will laugh. They think, my father, what you would say. But anyhow, to create wealth for the citizenry. And I believe in order for that to happen, the government, I'm not asking the government to pick and choose, but the government must be in the business to identify Those who have good credit behavior, those who pay on time. When you borrow money, you and the person have agreement. You pay me 15 every 15 day. 15 day can you say, oh, my pa died yesterday, we gotta go to the funeral. I ain't got money right now. That not what that kind of person you check it. You have to have a system. You have to have a data system where all of those people that are gonna be borrowing, those who pay on time, those who are delaying, those who are giving a reprieve, and what have you. All of those things have to be listed. If the government is unable to create that kinds of data system, let the government ask citizens to put us to start a company like that. But it will be supported. Where the government and the private industry will go to that data system and find out who has the best credit record, and that person will be given the opportunity to borrow more because that person will pay. And if you do that, the market women, there are some market women when they owe you, they don't pay you, they cry. Hey, well, I gotta pay that person. As soon as the government they come and pay you. If it means their children get food to eat, but they want to pay, so they will have good record. Those people must be identified. But what the banking system in Liberia, the system that is there as a foreign entity, they are now putting everybody in the basket of deplorable, in the basket of non people who don't pay, which is not the case. But the representative, the senators are supposed to be talking for us. They don't go into those things. They're waiting for IMF to give us loan for contract so they can get their own cut. When will they ever stand up for us? You have a domestic debt from the finance ministry that is millions and millions and millions of dollars. That means they're not paying contractors. That means they're not paying domestic company. That means they're not paying businesses that they do business with. And if you don't pay the business that you're doing business with, the person have employees. They are all Liberian. If you don't pay them, how do you think they're gonna pay their employee for the employee to go out and buy something, which thereby improving your economy? But what do? They have this shell company. They know how much money coming in, so they have this shell company, I believe, who they're gonna call it the company X. But that company X always get paid because it's their interest. How do we move from one point to another with that kinds of behavior? And they blame Liberian if Liberian do not have trust in the system because they believe, I also believe, that the system is rigged against them. The system, as Dr. Mali would say, is stuck against the Liberian people, favorable to the foreigners. Foreign importer versus Liberian importer. Foreign importer will get paid quicker than the Liberian importer. On the other hand, Liberian importer, many of them, they take contract for the government and don't produce because that's how the system is set up. If you have a system that is fair and identify people who are fair to the government, those people must be given a priority in terms of contracting. Those people must be given chance to improve their company because they are fair to the people and they are fair to the government. They pay taxes on time. They go back to the bank and pay the bank on time. There's no excuse. But the government have to step in and tell the bank, you cannot just put every company of Liberia, put them in the basket of a deplorable. In other words, this bank, the company, they don't pay, they will not pay. And therefore, let me go ahead and read some. Key factor limiting. Okay. So combined with weak credit dispute system, that's it. They don't have it. So if somebody owe you, can you report that person to the credit bureau so the person credit can be ruined because they're not paying you? At the company, at the institution, banking institution, private company, do they depend on the credit report to say John Brown is a good person to do business with because he pays on time? Because they have records, proven records over the years that whenever time comes, that person pay here in this country. None of us, you see anybody with money, they ain't own nothing. The only thing we own is a share on our bag and the food we eat. And the little money we send to Africa. You see the person in the $500,000 house, they own it, the bank own it, paying. If you see the person driving this huge car loan, they own it, the bank can collect it anytime when they don't pay. But what affects all of that is credit score. If you have good credit score, the bank will allow you to borrow money and give you the loan on a lower interest rate. So, say for example, you have a good good loan, a good credit report, and you buy a house, say $640,000, and your mortgage is 5,000 some more dollars because you borrow at a higher rate, and the bank can say, okay, we're going to reduce your rate based on your credit score. Now, sometimes the bank will say, no, we can only borrow you $250,000 to buy a house because of your credit score. Or the bank can say, based on your credit score, we can give you $1.5 million to buy a house. They give you that limit because of proven records over the years. There are the credit bureau here that keep records. Firstly, everything you do, every purchase you make, most of the time your name is report. If you don't pay by you borrow anything, anywhere you go and borrow, whatever credit card you have, you don't pay on time, they report it. Why can't they? And we got smart people who know this system like that. Some of them were here running that same system here. And they're in like, bro, why are they not instituting those type of systems? To actually keep Liberians, those who pay on time, to have a good record. But what do? They put everybody in the basket of deplorable. So let's go ahead. Strict collateral requirements. Bank is telling the borrower, you got to give her X, Y, and Z. The woman that's selling fish in West Point, she got land to give you land D. The woman that's selling in in the market, do they have land to give you land D? Or she wants to borrow maybe $2,000 so that she can improve her fish business and she will repay you. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some that will not pay back, but that's the risk. There's no loan that do not have associated rates risk with it. There's no financial institution or financial business that does not have a risk associated with that. There's always risk. Even sleeping at night is risky. Eating is risky. Everything you have risk in it. But you must know how to manage the risk. Even in my own engineering business, we got risk. But we assign risk to different activities. The higher the risk, the more money that particular activity is going to cost. But we cannot and we must not, and this is where I think the government needs to step in. You can't put everybody, all Liberian businesses, and say they don't pay. They don't pay back. Therefore, when any business that go borrow, they expect you to pay 25% out front. I don't get money. I come in to borrow. I come in to borrow $1,000. $500, that 50%, 25, $250, that 25%. So if I can borrow 1,000, you automatically get $250 out of there as my 25% down payment. Then what's the other one? I set my budget for $1,000, and you're telling me I can't go anything above $1,000. How am I going to do business? The government that's supposed to help me to do serious business, they want me to do pre-finance. What kind of Liberian company that have money to do pre-finance most? And when they set these records, they set these strict restrictions. They're veering those contracting to the foreign company. Because the foreign company coming in, they know they will get money. So they go and borrow because they already, some of them, before they come to Liberia, they're coming from a family of wealth. So they're coming in with huge sums of money that they can bribe. They can bribe these people. And so they set these rules, pre-finance. If you can't pre-finance, they will not give you the contract. A contract that worth over $1 million plus. Who in Liberia, what kind of Liberian company that got $1 million plus they're gonna pre-finance? Why is it that the government already have a deal made with World Bank? They're gonna borrow the money for that particular contract. They've already given the money; it's already there, but they want people to pre-finance instead of saying, "Okay, we'll give you certain amount out front to start as a Liberian-owned company," and that's the reason why the drug business they talk about. What do people want? Even those who are involved, the most they want is the money. Some of them don't even do drugs, but they want the money. Everybody want money. But if you close the access of making money, if you close the process, if you have a system that is stuck against certain people in the country, they will find a easier way out. Water find the easier way out. Water can go uphill. Let's read on. The country's unreliable land title system and the lack of traditional access levy leaves many borrowers, particularly women, who make up the majority of the market trader, unable to qualify. When will the government step in and say we're going to try to do something about this? The only person that tried that was Mills Jones, and people say, "Oh, you want to be president?" I was so what? If the man want to be president, and he says something, or so what? If that whatever it is that he set up, if it's benefiting our people, so what? Oh, the man want to be president? I what? No, that's not it. High risk of loan default. That's a risk. Without an effective legal system to resolve debt dispute, local commercial bank are risk averse. There's nothing else. You, the bank, if you're sincere to help Liberians create wealth, you set up a system where you have a dispute. And it's not like they got to go to court. I just told you the system to set up for the dispute have a data system who all borrow from different bank, not just from particular bank. Those who borrowed must be with their name must be sent to the system to say Samson to borrow. You don't have to say how much I borrow. Or even if you don't say what I borrow. But time to pay, I don't pay, you send my name there to the system. Samson to was supposed to pay yesterday, he ain't pay yet. Then my score. They start with a score. We all start as brand new. We say we start at 70%, 70%, whatever number, 70 or 80 or 90. Your score go down the less you pay back the people. Your score go up the more you pay on time. And those who have good credit score will be allowed to borrow with lower rate. Those who have middle, whatever credit score, but it's not that great, their score, they will be borrowing, but their rate will go up. And the financial people in Liberia, they know all of those things. Why are we not doing these things? If they're doing it, I don't know about it. But when are we going to create wealth? That is the question. Let's go on. Informal business structures. Most local enterprises operate informally, lacking the organized financial record, tax return. We don't even have those things. But every year they want to collect taxes. They gave you flat receipt. That's what my mom used to say. I got my flat receipt. And you know why they call it flag receipt? Because they have this flag symbol on it. Why? For me, the definition of an educated person, it's not whether you got WD, PAD, PT, whatever you got, but those things that you learn in a group setting, classroom setting. You, you took tests. They test you to see if you know what you learn, if those things can be remembered, and can you apply those things. Application process of what you learn make you, for me, in my book, make you an educated person. But you can't say you know all of these books. You just speak like all kind of big words, but you are unable to apply. That's what I like about engineering. The engineering process is a process of application. Whatever you learn, if you can't apply, you can't work. There's no BS in it. If you know how to do the calculation of a load to be able to come up, the reason why you do the calculation of the different to see what kinds of beam to be able to select the type of steel beam that will be able to carry that load. And you can't fake it. You have a load here, load there, the weight on the beam, and you do your calculation how much resistance you need. The load go down, how much of it pushing back up to be able to, the intent is for you to have zero. Because if the load is heavier than what is pushing back out, it will break. And what is pushing back up, if it's higher than the low, you will have evil obvious. It will root out. So engineering, you can't lie. You can't lie. You can't fake it. It will show. There's equilibrium, as Sensei would say. In engineering, everything you do is based on equilibrium. The result is the equal. The result. Do I have zero here? Or do I have a movement that's going to turn the whole thing upside down? But in the financial, that's why most of the West African nations, they like the financial business because they can steal. They don't have to do anything equilibrium. Financial people, they say, oh, now you see, now you don't. Now they play games and take your money. And so they are unable to produce. And yet they call themselves educated people. But what good is your education if you're not able to apply that process effectively to benefit your fellow citizen? If your education is being applied to benefit you alone by crooks, by other means, just so that you make, then you're not educated, you're a crook who happen to be learning, who happen to have the opportunity to learn. And because of that, the issue the issue continue to be a lot of stuff for us. We can't do those things. We can't do those things. If you are not able to create wealth in a country, the wealth creator might not follow the rules. Hence, the drug issue. They want to create wealth. And this is an easier way for them to create wealth without going through the struggle. And those Liberians that said we are willing to struggle, they're not willing to give them the hand. The government is unable it's unwilling, they are unwilling to give hand to those brothers and sisters that said we will struggle. But give us a hand. Give us a starting point. You have Liberians competing with foreigners in their own country. And when they're ready, they go out and campaign and lie upon lies. When you elect me, you see the people you're elected, they're not doing X, Y, and Z. That when they're running for campaign, if you listen to the campaign people when they're running campaign, that's the time you can see the truth about what is wrong with your system, what is wrong with your country. They will come to you and say, "This is the system the people set up, and this is how they run the system to benefit themselves." But when I get there, I will run that system to benefit you. And that's a true statement. A person get there, he following the same route that was used by previous member of their society, and they enrich themselves. What are you gonna do when we come and tell you the vote you got, the voter ID you have? If you work together and find somebody truly, truly who is willing to work, what are you going to work? What are you going to work? Messi share rescue too. You really coming to spot my show here tonight. What are you going to work? Messi share Messi. I want England to beat them tomorrow. What are you coming to work? Messi share. Man. Good evening. Thank you for joining me. Can you hear me? No, you can't hear me. Okay, good thing you hear me. I thought about you, but you hear me. That's good. So, rescue two. Thank you for joining me. So let me go on again. When you have this system, when we come to you, okay, then go in and come by. Go in and come by.
Okay, I hear you now.
Oh, okay, all right. When we come to you, for example, if I leave from here tomorrow and say I retire, I come to Liberia, the 5 cent, 2 cent I get, I will eat. The 5 cent to even wherever area that I'm going to stay, I will be fine. When I come to Liberia, if I want job, I will get job. But what's about you? Where in total? The few days they were breaking your houses down, not illegally. The government purchased some of those houses from you. Thereby purchasing the land the house will own. Now that land becomes part of the right of way. But people will come back again and build on the right of way. And this time around, they will just break it. Whether you inside or you're not inside, they will break it. When we come and tell you, elect people that will come and be truthful with you, not people who will give you money, instant gratification, and then when that person finish winning, all the other money you're gonna get, you're not coming for you unless election time come here again. When will you graduate from that? When will you get out of that? You vote these people in office and they sit on top of you. You vote these people in office and they sit on top of you. They and their families sit on top of you. And 10 years from now, there are children that they send abroad for education. They will come and also sit on top of your children. When you will learn that, The banking institution in Liberia. I don't say banking institution, not in Sierra Leone, not in Guinea, not in Africa. I said they're working right there in Liberia. And they're refusing to give you loan because you don't got D, land D. But they will rather give. Wait a minute, come dress heavily here tonight. Welcome, isn't it? Yeah. You know, he coming to give you heart attack again now. The way he dressed like they are, I don't think cooperation coming, but I will see. We will see. We will see. Dr. Mario, good evening. Thank you for joining.
Mm.
Okay. So they made the banking institution in Liberia. But before they come, they now grease somebody pound. So whether they get you loan, they get you loan, they will stay there. And the thing that really get to me, they refuse to get a woman that's selling in Baker Market. They refuse to give her loan. But when that woman collect her 2 cents, 3 cents, she want to put in the bank, she go to that same bank. That same bank take that money and loan it out to foreign entity to do business in Liberia. When are we going to get out of these things? Is it not about time that you find someone who will work in your interest? Rescue 2, when you're ready, let me know. We'll bring you in. Okay. Let's hear from you, Rescue 2. Thank you for joining me. I'm telling you, what's on your plate? Anything you have to talk about, just bring it up. We'll talk about it.
Well, I think you already have some stuff that you're talking about.
No, let me just say this again. For me, I really don't want to talk about the drug issue. Not that it's not important, but for me, I want the government because the way the thing is going now is getting dangerous, and I want the government to take the lead on that. And so these things, the information that are coming in in the social media, if the government want to respond to that, we're waiting. But I'm not going to get involved into that until I hear what the government have to say. I'm also doing my own investigation, and I will compare notes with whatever the government say because the government was elected by the people. It is not a banana republic. This is a republic of Liberia. Liberia is being led by men who I believe had integrity, men and women who I believe had integrity. Not all of them, but some. And so I'm not going to be in the business of saying and try to tell them who's doing what and what have you. If they're doing that investigation, we'll give them the room. Eventually, they're going to come back and report to us what happened. Even if they go to court, eventually they will either find them guilty or not guilty, and we'll know. So that's why I'm trying to stay away from. But I'm not going to buy anybody from discussing that. Let's hear from you, Terry. Rescue.
Yeah, well, for me, I really don't want to talk much about it because we don't have information on it. I know people talking about spoon, they're talking different tabata, bringing document. I don't see anywhere where that make the document authentic. Somebody jump on the corner and say this is what it is, and everybody flowing with it. But like what you were saying, I think this is something that also need to be talked about. The in regards to foreigners, you know, taking over your country's economy. And it is pathetic because Liberians have not been able to take advantage of their own economy. And now we blame foreigners for doing what the Liberians supposed to do instead of motivating Liberians to do what the foreigners are doing. And it brings me to this place of what happening in South Africa right now. That is how Liberians looking, like how we talk, that how we think. Foreigners going to South Africa, they're developing, they're doing well there, and all of that. South Africans say they don't want them in the country, they are the one taking the jobs. But in actuality, are they the ones really taking the jobs? No. So it's the same with in America, the people have different approach with that. And you see the African mindset, you can see a complete disparity. The way how the Americans handle this whole immigration thing versus the way how South Africa handling it. And Liberians, the way how we handling it, but there's a propaganda that I think that is being inserted now to bring the same scenario of the South African to Liberia. where we enter a xenophobic opposition without understanding that the foreigners are not the problem. We are the problem. We are the ones who refuse to take charge of our economy. And it's not the foreigner responsible for that, you know. And I could be larger, but I think that is what I believe. If Liberians would take advantage, there are so many opportunities. You go to LU now, if you check what are people graduating in, you will be amazed to notice that most of the people coming out of LU, they're either doing accounting, they're doing business, they're doing other things that they would never engage in the physical because they're waiting for government job. So you get thousands of people coming out of university, learning, graduating with those degrees, and they cannot apply it to the physical. They're waiting for government to come for them to do what they got to do. No private sector investment. All those who control the private sector are all foreigners. And most of these foreigners, some of them are not educated, but they got millions of dollars. You who educated, you educated yourself. You got all the degree, but you broke. You don't get money, you broke. What the value of the education? It's good, it's very important, it's valuable, but like you said, what value is your education if it's not benefiting anybody around you, and if it's not even benefiting you? That you have to go into government job to steal from the country to justify how educated you are. How valuable is your education if that is your priority, you know? So that is what it is. So I think I'm not going to blame the deficit in Liberia for Liberians not taking advantage of their own economy on the foreigners. I will blame us. The Henry Costa gave us the roadmap the other day. He said, I'm educated. I just educated, I got my master's degree. But guess what? I'm in the bush. And the money I'm making from the bush, I can't make that kind of money in government. And he's not lying. Look at the foreigners that are in the country that are making millions of dollars from the bush while we here talking politics. So yeah, I think that is a very important, that's a very interesting conversation. Look, in America here, most of the people who doing the businesses, the small businesses, they are foreigners. Most of the immigrants are doing well than the typical American people. It happened all over the world. But look at the way the Americans address immigrants when Donald Trump passed that thing and agents were all over. Look at the way Americans address immigrants mindset. Look at the way South African addressing immigrants. Two different mindset. And I think this is our problem in Liberia. Our mindset, the way we think is our problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Terry. Doc Marty, Walter Carter, good evening. Thank you for joining us. We hope we will be on the same page here tonight. But again, I'm not holding my breath because when it comes to you, nothing is guaranteed. Dr. Marty, good evening. Thank you for joining us. What do you have to give us? These are the subject matter that are being discussed tonight. As we said last night, we're going to continue with the same subject that we started last night. If you want to deviate from that tonight, it's up to you as well.
Good evening. Are you getting me?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay. I think time and time again, we continue to repeat the same story. Our problem, the masses themselves cannot change the trajectory right now in Liberia. You have government coming and government going. As I said last night, we need to change the system. We need to change the political system, the economic system, the educational system, the developmental system, the judiciary system, the private sector system, and the open door policy system. We need to change these things. Along we don't change these things, we will continue to be complaining from time to time. You see, Liberia saw the light, and the former slave left a system behind The former slave saw this piece of land as their farm where they come and reap and go relax in the United States. That system is still there. That mindset is still there. These are some of the things that are fertilizing corruption in the nation until we can begin to think differently. Like what Mr. Kumi always said, we have to do it differently, but we have to change the system. You see, there are a lot of patronage.
Dr. Male, your system starting
And
again
it's not
tonight.
what's happening again?
I don't know. Your system is betraying you again
It's
tonight.
not my system. If I'm my system, I won't be talking.
So what do you think this is?
I don't know. You need to check your satellite. I don't know what it is. My
Okay.
system
That's
is
your
perfect.
internet, Dr. Mali.
No,
That's your
that
internet.
you will
That's
say
your
no.
It's not my
internet, not the
internet.
system.
But
But I
I'm
don't think
talking. So that why is that cutting me off?
It's cutting you out. We
it's
can't hear you.
breaking. It's breaking.
We
You
can't hear
clear,
you.
but it can be breaking. It happened to every one of us sometimes. It's the internet. When the
No.
internet trip,
It happened to everyone. It don't happen to me.
It don't happen to him because he's from local country.
No.
Why will happen to him?
If it happened to every one of you, because it happened to every one of you, it doesn't mean it happening to
He
me.
from Foya, where they have the $100 million building. Why would he have internet problem? The gas car lean over there in Foya.
Well,
So
I don't know much about that.
Mali?
You see.
Huh?
So as we continue to say, the
Yeah,
government.
Go ahead. Don't go to Wilton.
Yeah. What happened again?
We're listening to you. All right, Walter Carter, let's hear from you. Dr. Mali, go in and come back if you don't mind.
Thank you, Liberal. Hi to
You're
Terry.
stuck again. You're
Hi
stuck
to
again, Dr. Mali.
All
Go
right.
ahead, Walter Carter.
hi Terry. Dr. Male who been in and out. I think the fluctuation in the internet. So yeah, Liberal. That is for. I mean, the topic you brought is a good topic, but I'm not really
Then why
interested in that topic
you can't just say good night to us because we have no
because
interest in your in whatever
I'm
topic.
interested. I'm interested in the current event, what is currently unfolding in our country. I'm not
I,
interested because if we sit here and want to like we know our problem. We know our problem. Can we fix our problem? No. The reason why we cannot fix our problem because we become sycophant when we leave from here, and then everything that all the good things that we talk here is stay right here. When we get over there, we become a typical Liberian. That's it. Two, we can stay in opposition, we can be in position, we can say what we want to say. At the end of the day, we don't even put our country first. We put our pocket first. And that's the problem. Our future is right on our nose tip, that where our future is. That where we can see that how far we can see as like we don't see way beyond our nose. So that's the reason why we don't set pace for our next generation. And that's why I continue to bother me because every day, every night, every month, every year, we will say the same old thing. Our people will come there. The same people you hear them talking, they will sit in office and they will even do worse than the people that are there. So that's the thing. I just say, I think maybe someday somehow the country will change. Maybe if they allow the vast majority of Liberians that are in the diaspora, maybe that deciding they want to return home, or their children or whatever, maybe things will change one day for that country. But until then, we'll just discuss the current event. Because if you look at it liberal, Dr. Mali says something. Who can set the pace for change? The government in authority, not the people. When the government set that pace, the people follow. That's why they got law. Who implement the law in the country? The government. You have to enforce the law so that people follow. The government said we should go to school. Our children go to school. But do they really enforce that system in the school so the children can have a good foundation and solid education so they can be responsible men and women for tomorrow? No. You say go to school, but you don't provide the environment for the poor to go to school and learn. We got makeshift schools. You understand? You say, oh, Liberian crying. We cannot be the foreigner are controlling our economy. You go to Liberia now, import your goods from wherever you import your goods from. The Liberian government got a code that they will suppress you financially. You spending your own money, you go to ask bank for no money. You come from outside with your money and you want to invest, open your little store to compete with one Lebanese man or one Indian man. They suppress you to the extent where all the money you put in that good, I mean, in your business, it go down the drain. I'm talking from experience. I've seen it firsthand. The Liberian government, the government is not helping the people of Liberia to change anything. The people come there because work is so expensive in Liberia. Work is scarce. I'm not talking about work, I'm talking about jobs, opportunity. They are so scarce in Liberia. So people who take government job, they protect it with everything they have, even to the extent where they suppress the common man. And that's the problem we have in our society. They suppress the common people. And at the end of the day, it becomes detrimental to themselves. Because now, if you suppress people so long, what will happen? You build all your measure, and when people get vexed, they revert into crisis, they destroy your place, and everybody go back to square one, and we start picking up again from there. And that's the sad thing about it. How is it that you would tell a Liberian who's struggling? All right, you say you should pick yourself up by the strap of his boots. All right, the Lebanese man come from Lebanon. You don't bring millions of dollars from Lebanon. They ain't got no money. No people come. They go to our very bank. The bank entrusts them with money. Our own money we put in the bank. The bank entrusts them with it. They sit there. They open one store. 2 years after, they not corrupt the system because they got all the government officials in their pocket. They open another store. Most of them bringing goods in the country that are paying no duty or no goods. They open another store, open another store. By the time you know it, they'll filthy rich. And once they reach, they control you. And that's the same thing we're talking about, the drugs that people are afraid to talk about or kind of ashamed to talk about because it's affecting this government seriously. It having a great or disrespect, or embarrassment of the government. So some people are afraid to talk about it. Like, okay, we'll leave it everything. No, we can't leave it. We have to talk these things. We have to talk these things. It's something that is affecting our society. This drug thing is very serious. The cartel, when they get rooted in our country, when they take root in our country, our society finish.
Thank you.
Mr. Toh, let me just tell you a short story or before the octopus, or even during the octopus. There was a Nigerian guy that came to Liberia called Chief Tony. He used to be on our carry broad around the street area and walking around. He met my cousin. My cousin went out to go drink and he met him, were talking. He said if anybody can hook you up with a person in a bank that controls the vault, he can bring 1 million United States dollar fake money. They will pull it in the bank system, and that money will look like real money. Nobody will even know about it. My cousin came and telling me, I said, what? That means to travel in Moreover with money in the trunk. So we have vigilante team at that time all around us to set up our own building. One day that guy passing, we told him to stop and we told him to open your boot to see what inside. See the kind of counterfeit money that men were traveling with. But again, he was Nigerian soldiers, they were all around. Some day you see in uniform, some day you see in uniform. You understand? And before we know it, counterfeit money were all on our market. Nobody could say anything. We don't have the voice to even talk about it. You understand? Because these people know where to go and hope and
Thank
get
you.
themselves, yes,
Thank you
into
very
the
much.
system.
Thank you. Terry, let me come to you. I think I don't want to directly respond to Walter because he's trying to make this into government and what have you. But do you care to expand on what he's saying or something you want to without giving a counterweight on that, without going a little bit deeper in this, what do you make of his statement?
Yeah, his statement is again out of place because, in as much as the government is the regulator for all businesses in the country, how do a foreigner who have no connection to your country come to your country and prosper over you, African just like you, from Nigeria, from Guinea? The man cross the border, full of people. So you want to say the full of people can buy the government too and get rich
Yeah.
from the government that they buying after they started with all nothing and they came to your country, shining your shoe and facing a tie? Is that what you're trying to tell me? That is not based on the man hard work and self-discipline that brought him to that level. I don't know if some of you guys ready or went in the business world in Liberia. If you did business, because for me, I did business, I understand the business class in Liberia and all of that. I don't even know whether if you saw full of people, I don't know how long you've been in America, but if you were in Liberia after the war, I mean, after the first, second, third war, too, if you are in Liberia, you will see how Fula people grow their businesses from nothing. How Nigerian people, I can't talk for them because most of them, they get drunk. They always do drugs. So I cannot put my neck on chopping board for Nigerian people. But the Ghanaians, the Fulas, the Lebanese, I know that the Lebanese, that people can loan them money to come to Liberia to invest. And not only Liberia, other African countries too, they go there to invest. All right. But when these people grow, definitely they're going to have influence over your government officials that going to be asking them for hand out to give them bigger space for them to thrive in your economy. But don't say that if the man can come with all nothing to your country and start from nothing and grow himself and grow his business up to the level, then you say that the government made him to be that way. No, that's not the government. That hard work. That hard work. I know full of people that came to Liberia. These people were sleeping in the shop. This guy used to sleep in the shop, used to shine shoe. We used to go to him to buy tea, laugh at them. After 2 years, the man started, the man built the shop, not even for him. The spot is rented. He built a concrete structure there, small little place. After another 2 years, he went and got married. He came back, open the whole business up. When we go look, the men start having shops connected all over Logan Town. He start building different mini shops. When we go look, people in the community started going to this man to credit money. We ourselves used to go to credit for him. But these are the people we laugh at because we feel that the businesses they're doing is low standard to us, to Liberian person. If you ask the Liberian person now, they say, oh, that man riding motorbike, man. That man, me, when I used to ride motorbike, people who knew me and knew the family I came from, they were shocked when they saw me riding motorbike, but they did not know how much I used to make per day. They didn't know that I was surviving, paying my rent, living in a decent apartment from motorcycle riding. But they would tell you, say, oh, that man a motorbike rider. So this is the reason why we're suffering. And that is why you saw Henry Costa were talking. When you go in the bush to go do your go business, they say, oh, that man, that footy man, the man in the bush. So it's the mindset of the Liberian man. It's not just for it's not the government supposed to do this. You'll be waiting for the government to come to do something for you when you are a grown up. And that is a Liberian mentality. We grew up all our life. We've been depending on America. America should bring this. America should get this. America should do this. That's have been our mindset. So that mindset now is ingrained in us that everything the government should do it before we do it. That's the reason why we're still suffering. It's the reason why we're still suffering, your labor.
Thank
Everything
you.
the government has to do it before you do it. Then you wonder why there is a serious stagnation in the society. It's because we're waiting for the government to do it. Then we blame the foreigners for taking over, for investing, for growing their businesses and multiplying. We blame the government and we blame the foreigner. We say that the government making the foreigner to prosper. Can you imagine that in your own country, the government is making the foreigner to prosper, a man who came with his pocket empty. He didn't have 5 cents. He was laying down on the floor. That the government started giving him money for him to prosper.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dr. Mali, I think this
Yes.
conversation perhaps will take a diversion process here tonight and very quickly because I just read what you wrote. So let's hear from you. Dr. Mali, can you hear me?
I'm hearing you. Are you
Okay,
hearing
let's hear
me?
from you. Yes, let's hear from you.
Yeah, you are clear.
Are you
Your
We're hearing
system is
you,
killing us.
Dr. Malik, but
are
you
you
can.
hearing me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I think I will want to support Waiton Kettle 100%. And I'm supporting him for 3 reasons. First, the government in Africa set the pace and the citizens follow. It's not the citizen setting the pace and the government follow. What the president says, that's final in Africa. Okay, let's go back to the issue of the Fulanese, the men of God just brought in. In the first place, if you have a government that will put in place policy and I someone who just come into the country, you walking in my country, you swinging your hand, in the first place, what you coming to do? What are you bringing for my people to benefit? Then we have to review the immigration policy. And that is the role of government. If you just come into that place swinging your hands and can't start shining shoes, the government should stop you. A policy should be in place to stop you and encourage young Liberians to start polishing shoes and start selling. Create the condition for that. So the issue of the open door policy that was introduced by Todman, these are the poison the leader left behind. So what we see here, we have to change the system. We need to revisit our immigration policy. If possible, the show me your paper policy should be introduced. What are you doing in this country? Did you bring any investment? Or are you just swinging around? If you just come, you just swinging around, go back to your country and swing around. Right? So if you come in and you want to be shining shoe to get money and open a shop, the policy should stop you, and we encourage our young Liberian to polish shoe, and we enable them to move forward. So the government is responsible for making a lot of people rich in our country because we have weak policy, because we're running a weak society, and these are things we inherited since 1847. It's about time we shut the door on the type of system and come up with a very new system.
Thank you. Walter Carter,
Yep.
Dr. Mali said he supports you wholeheartedly and he wants to shut the door on the immigration policy, shut down, and restart. What say you, sir?
Mr. Mali said it all right, right? But I listen to my brother Terry. I am not saying that people enter your country will strive from way beginning. No, they got Liberians too who doing the same thing. They got Liberians who are doing the same thing. Liberians who are going to the bush buying firecoal bags by the hundreds to sell. Liberians, who going up country, bringing pepper bag. You see the poor at red light. They bring in bag, they throw in their lap on it, they sit in the hot sun. They sell. Liberians are not lazy people, all right? But what system is there to increase the people or little business activity so they can take them to another level? What system is there? The people in the market suppress the marketeers. The authorities suppress the marketeers. They have no enabling environment to help the people. After you collect money from market to clean the market, the people still selling unfilled. And then you tell me the government is not responsible after the government put that policy in place to collect hundreds of millions of dollars from marketeers to clean the environment so they can sell, and the trash are still there. We're talking about investing in farms, and so our people new technology, so our people can be able to go back, into farming and produce more food for themselves. What the government doing in that aspect? I live in Ivory Coast, brother. I saw some things in Ivory Coast. I was like, wow. I was not fortunate to go to Ghana, but people that went to Ghana, they spoke about Ghana. You cannot come from anywhere and you want open business in Ghana and think the Ghanaian man will not be the head of that business or even manager in that business. Go to Liberia right now. Those people come from outside. They made us house boys, store boys. That's what they make us. Even though we got Liberians who are qualified, who can be manager for stores, businesses, they will not do that. Look at the concession companies. You're supposed to come and employ Liberians to work, train them to do the job in the country. What the people do? The people bring the people from abroad. Look at the Turkish company that money go in Liberia. All the top position in our company, they are Turkish people or foreigners that are heading no top position. Why they are not giving it to Liberians? And then you say, oh, the government is responsible. The government is responsible because the government sit down and allow the people to give them peanuts because the government officials came to power poor. So when the people come and just show them something that glitters like gold but not gold, they run for it. And they don't know that the things that these people came to take, it can even better their children's lives tomorrow. They don't know that. They only know it for today. Let me eat my belly full. When I eat my belly full, that's it. My children are coming, my grandchildren are coming, my great-grandchildren. I don't care. They will fetch for themselves. That's what we're talking about. Set the pace. Let me tell you something here. Mr. Toll said something here. The came to the bureau. They said there were 300 families, people, 100 families in the whole thing in Liberia controlling.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you. You gotta do. We can't hear. Walter Carter, we can't hear what you're saying.
Can you hear me now? Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, start again.
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, much better.
So I was talking about somebody, the settlers that came. What they did among themselves, they intermarriage among themselves. They educated their children. They sent their children abroad. When their children got educated to the extent, when they left the scene, the political scene, their children took over. So our people just became subservient to them. That the system that in place today.
Who are those people that they upriver people like you?
Liberal, that's what we're trying to tell. I mean, we're saying reality here. That's a part of our history. So what it did, Monserrato Group of Company, did you see any indigenous person being manager in Monserrato Group of Company? Terry, do you even know what was Monserrato Group of Company? When we used to manufacture bottles, or cigarettes, or what it is, matches, most of the things we used to use, Clorox, soap, all in Liberia, fisheries, everything, it was under Monserrato Group of Company. Who owned Monserrato Group of Company at that time? Who was the family? The same people. They control everything. They had everything right there. So they didn't give the typical indigenous people the chance to even move in those sectors. Now, once we had a coup, we had civil war, Liberians' eyes start to open. But who to direct them? Who to open the system that they will say, okay, this place is yours. And take this and run with it. I got people that are doing business. I'm doing business in Liberia. I know what I do in Liberia. I can compete with Lebanese people. But it hurts me when I bring in my container to Liberia. The system in the country made me to feel so discouraged that I need to bring it to the port of Guinea. What is so different in Guinea that people doing that Liberia running to bring the goods through Guinea than to bring it to Liberia so Liberia can benefit? What is so different? So we say the government is responsible. The government should set the pace. The government should set the system, enforce the law, make Liberians better in their own country because it will help the government tomorrow. When you have more Liberians doing businesses, when you have more Liberian employed, you will have more revenue coming through taxation. You understand me? The government will be able to expand and bring a lot of development in the country. But you don't take the money and put it into foreigner here. The poor not developing our country. The poor take that money and carry it back to Lebanon, to India, and other places, America, and build a mansion to live their comfortable life. They only take from us. You understand? They don't give back to us. That's why you see bomb mines left. One after bomb mine left, what you saw in our whole area there, go there, go bomb mine, go see. Zero. When the people in bombing, when they left holes in the ground. Zero. Took billions of dollars out of the country. Lamco Yekepa. Today the people crying, they living in tents. Do you know how long Lamco been operating over there? Lamco left, Asala Mitaki, zero. What Nimakande benefited from that place? Nothing. Because the government did not set the pace or the rules that when these companies come to extract our natural resources, they will not give us royalty. It will be 70, 30, or maybe 60, 40. 60 for the Liberian people and 40 for the investors. That way, when they leave, the people over there benefit massively. Even though the resources being extracted, but the people benefit massively to improve their life going forward. That's what we're talking about here. I ain't talking about someone a full American and shine shoe and after shining shoe and sit down and open his tea shop and
Rescue 2,
after
are you
10
with
years,
us?
and after 3 years, then he improved it. Now, I ain't talking about that. Liberian people doing the same thing.
All
And
right.
I'm talking about on a bigger scale.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Again, folks, Samson told Liberian Public Radio, we're going to be opening the line here very shortly. But let's spike the conversation a little bit, Terry. Let me come to you here, um, and I'll put this one up so that if you can read it, it's fine. I'll read it anyhow, but I just want to know if you can see it. So it says here, Liberia businesses struggle to secure loan from commercial banks because they often lack traditional collateral, such as formal land titles, combined with weak credit dispute system, unreliable financial history, and a largely informal workforce. Bank find lending, bank find lending to local entrepreneurs too risky. Let's discuss that, Terry. This is a bank that is operating in Liberia, and most of the time these banks are foreign-owned entity, but they are asking Liberian women, Liberians, those who have the ability to do marketeers. They are asking them for these kinds of collateral and what have you. Do you not think that the government should be responsible enough to step in and even argue that this is not the process of building wealth? And if they feel that the banking system is in a right, can the government not come in and give provide a collateral system since the government owns the land and what have you? Can we not do that, Terry? Let's start. Let's hear from you, and then we'll go around the room.
Well, I'm not an economist, but to be honest, am I
I'm not either,
giving?
but we're speaking from common sense here tonight. Let's
Yeah,
let's
right.
just
So that
strictly
was
go to
it.
common sense.
Giving my small little opinion on what I
Mm,
learned or what I
mm.
read from books and other things. I can tell you clearly that the government can minimize or create the opportunity to cause the economy to relax if the government was fully in control of the economy.
But they're
But the
not.
government is not in control of the economy
Why?
because we use dual currency. We don't
Okay.
have one currency. That's one
Okay.
of the main reasons why we can't
Okay.
control our economy
Okay.
because the US dollar is not for us, it's for
Right.
America. They
Right.
determine the rate, they
I understand.
determine
I
all
understand
of that.
about the
That's number
purchasing.
one.
Well, hold on. Let's deal with that. Let's deal with that because I'm not a financial person either. But you are throwing us in an area here that none of us have expertise in, but we'll do our best. So, what happened with your purchasing power? Because you're dealing in dual currency, does it make the bank to say we will not give you loan, we want X, Y, and Z before we give you loan? And if that is the case, why can they not just give loan in Liberian money? Since that is the currency we have control over.
And that is what the government supposed to be doing to minimize the risks of Liberians not being able to meet up with the demand of the bank. but the government cannot put stringent law on the bank as to determine how the bank determine how they will generate their own money, you know, because the government is not giving money to the bank to determine result. You see, it is the bank money that the government is holding.
Hold
The
on now.
government is
Hold on
holding
now.
the bank
We
money
also hold on 1 minute. We also been reading that most of the banks borrow from the
from the
Liberian
government, from the central bank.
from the central bank, which is a Liberian owned bank.
Right.
And when they borrow the money to the banks, is it not the way now to say if you're going to borrow money from us, we expect that the money you're going
Interest.
to borrow, the interest or whatever it is, I'm not even talking interest, but we expect that the money you're going to loan out, that the loan process benefit Liberians the most
They
and not
cannot say
foreigner.
that
Why not?
because the bank have to generate profit for the central bank. Because you borrowing money from me, I'm going to get profit on that money. So how will I tell you how to determine who you give your money to when you expect profit from me? So I'm supposed to be able to your own responsibility is to give me the money. I'm supposed to be able to target the businesses or the business owners that I know that when I give my money to, they will pay me back to.
So
I will get my money out.
let's hold you right there then. So you're saying the central bank should not have interest in the wealth building process in Liberia. Because what
The-
you're suggesting, hold on, what you're suggesting is what I've been arguing here, and that is the bank will loan to those who have the ability to pay, and 95% of the time are foreign owned entity. Agree?
yeah,
Agree? Okay.
yeah.
So then what happened to the Liberian business system?
That is why these guys. That is why we need to listen to the central bank when they come on to explain why Liberian businesses are struggling
Okay.
and why Liberians are not able. Why the banks are not loaning Liberian money. The central bank guys came on the last time they were on OKF and they explained to us that the central bank and these banks have money in store in the central bank that's supposed to be given to Liberian businesses, but Liberians are not paying back the loan. So because of that, those monies are stacking because the banks are afraid to give the money before they lose.
So
Nobody big banks they want to lose.
let me
So
push you a little bit. Hold on, we'll get into it, Terry. Just hold on. You're an educated person. You know how to hold your thought. So let me ask you this. So if the bank are afraid of risk of losing money, so from time to time now, up to now, Liberian because of their fear, therefore Liberians should be shielded out or blocked out of the system.
no,
How
Liberians
do
should
you
prove
okay,
Libra,
you're saying
that
you
question and answer being able to
you
on
want
your
go
eh,
walk
that's
go
why
that I'm
when
better
but
you
yeah
get
Dr.
your
ready,
Mali, I'm end of my
question and
time.
answer.
your sister give you a problem anyway.
We
We'll
get a
talk to
chance
you.
to
You
talk.
can you want me
So you're
power
not
now?
Question and
Don't
answer being
mind.
on your tonight.
Don't mind. So
so
Terry
yeah.
Terry Dr. Myra is getting
The
out of
independent
patient here.
voice is
Yeah.
getting
Yeah,
yeah.
but who care for that? He
The-
won't go, let
the-
him go. His system corrupt anyway. So, but let me ask you this: the reason why I'm doing this, Doctor Mali, is because Terry is putting. I'm not going to say that he's preaching or that he's talking for the government, but these are the same kinds of lying that we hear from the government. The people, businesses in Liberia do not pay back the bank. So, Terry, what would be the encouraging or the system that you now or you would suggest the government put in place or the central bank put in place for people to be encouraged to pay back?
this is what happened in labor. If the economy, if people had jobs that they could do to generate money, the people will pay back their loan. The reason the people are not paying back, and that is why the economists there are not telling you, the people do not have the means to pay back. The businesses in Liberia, those who do Liberian own businesses, and they are not importing goods from abroad, when you take loan from the bank, how you going to pay back when you don't have the means to buy when your business not running? like I was saying the other day, most of those guys, those BB guys in the government, they're buying building materials from outside the country. They're importing those things. So if the man who's selling building material, how will he, the man who's selling furniture made by Liberian, how will he sell his furniture when you go into the Lebanese man's store? Because you are a representative or senator, you go into the Lebanese man's store, or you importing your furniture from abroad. And you the one got the bigger part of the budget. The $1 billion is spread all in the government entity. Most of the people who carry that money are the people at the top. But where do they spend that money? They do not spend that money, half of that money in the economy, they spend it outside. So the business people in Liberia are not getting the money that they're supposed to get in order for them to pay back the loan. So the government need to create the opportunity. That is the reason why jobs creation is very important. And this government has failed to do that. Once you can create the jobs, you will be able to pay back the loan, and then that money will be flow. The economy will start to grow. And then you will not have the kind of problem that people talking up and down. Even though I wanted to talk about some of the Tabata Keto coming to compare Ghana with Liberia, it's called Tabata. One of the reasons why Ghana is thriving is because Ghana population is over 35 million people. You can compare it to Liberia, and Ghana have not been through war. Ghana has had a successful democratic process for decades. All right, for decades. And the Ghanaians are patriotic. They were trained to be patriotic from birth. Liberians are not trained to be patriotic. We are not patriotic people. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Mali, Terry is saying, even in Liberia, we don't even have trickle-down economy anymore. Nothing coming from the top of the table coming down to us. How do we survive, Dr. Mali?
Let's hear from you. I disagree with Terry 100%.
So when we are in power,
I come in now. I don't want.
Terry, let him talk. Let him talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
You already said this government is not generating jobs for the citizenry for which the economic should flourish. Well, I disagree with that. Let's get back to the issue. You say you will still try to agree with I and Keto that the government need to set the pace. If people are borrowing money, they're not paying back. You as a government, what policy are you putting in place? What policy are you putting in place? You can be complaining. What policy have you put in place that people are getting money and they're not paying back? That one thing. And the second thing here is that if I'm making shoes or I'm making this bed, and a Lebanese making, and he putting another bed from Lebanon or USA or somewhere else outside Liberia, what you need to do as a government, you come up with a policy to stop that and get an upper hand to Liberians. That's the kind of system we're talking about here. And you the foreigner, you don't feel good, you pack your load and we show you the airport, you go home and go open your shop there. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about patriotic policy here. We're not just talking about policy, no. For instance, let's get back to the Lebanese that the men of God just factor into the discussion here. In the first place, when you come, our immigration policy state that what you coming to do here, what the investment you bring in. If you just enter the country, swimming your hand, this and that, I mean, you could be a criminal. We send you right back. We don't want those people. But if you come and you get 10,000 to invest, we welcome you. And Liberia will be a co-chairperson to your project. A Liberian will be a bookkeeper to that project there to know how much you're generating. These are what we're talking about. And if you came into the country, you get a long list of people behind you. As soon as you came with all your delegation from Lebanon, you get about 10 people coming into the country. Those nine person will go back. You who brought the money will allow you into the country to open the business, and you must employ Liberians, and we'll tell you who to employ. You're not going to do it yourself. No, we'll tell you that one of the Liberians will be a co-owner to this business, and a bookkeeper will be in our shop who will get account, everything you're selling, and will make sure that you put the money in a bank. You're not going to put the money under your bed. That's what we are talking about. And
Thank you,
besides
Doc.
that, we will bring in the immigration factor. No foreigner will be employed in Liberia except where there are no qualified Liberians. And we'll enforce that. Yeah, we'll enforce that. And besides that, foreigner entering the country, you must declare your assets. You know, Liberia is not a safari play where you just go turn around and you get a shop going. All Fulanese should employ one Liberian in their shop. Every single Fulani should employ one Liberian in their shop, so Liberian people will benefit from that shop running. This is the new Liberia we're talking about. You see?
Thank
So
you,
we are
Doc.
not just saying the government will have to set the pace, men of God, and with the rest of all will follow. But people come to that country, they're benefiting. And the next thing the men of God talk about, the dual currency thing. We need to shut that thing down. It's not helping the country. Only the government should deal with US dollar. You want it, you go there, we borrow you get on interest. The rest of the people in our country there, the Liberian dollar, you will use it. Don't introduce that in there, and will help you with the development package. You think why it said that all the foreigners from all around the world, they just moving into that country? You think why they're there for? You think they're there because they love us? They're there because of the US dollar. So you shut it down. Some people will be forced to leave by force. You don't need to demonstrate. You don't need to do anything. In the market, you get a lot of foreigners dominating our market. There are people, foreigners plaiting hair. They drink cold water. You stop them. And if they're not comfortable about that, you put them on the bus. You take them across the border. There's nothing wrong with that. We are not the architect of democracy to be promoting it 100%. No, you are protecting your country.
Thank
and you
you,
have to
Doc.
rise up to the expectation.
Thank
So
you,
we need
Doc.
a new Liberia and labor. The labor
Thank you.
system is destroying that country there.
Thank
And we need to dismantle it.
The liberal system. Thank you. Walter Carter will put you in a bus or put you on a bus, take you to the border. We are not the architect of democracy, and we don't need to promote it as much. Walter Carter, this too is Liberia. Let's hear from you. Folks, the number is there, 916-533-2048. WhatsApp number 916-330-9721. Give us a call. We will be closing immediately after Walter Carter. Will be taking a closing comment from our panelists here tonight. And we will be back again, Mr. Soul, tomorrow. Let's go ahead, Walter. Let's hear from you before we go into the closing.
So, labor, what the problem, and you know, sometimes when we're talking to things like people don't understand that we are like people who love our country. If you're in a home, like my brother Terry, and you having kids, if you don't set the rules in your home, your children are gonna rule you. Your children gonna rule you. Your children gonna make you go completely frustrated because there's no rule. You won't set nothing in the house, and you just there, everybody doing their own thing. That's like Liberia there. Liberia there. Now, government come to power. Government give these people power. These people in turn take the power and use it against the government. All right? That's why during the war in Monrovia, most of government ministers used to be in the Lebanese people's houses, in their stoves. They just giving them little copper here. The Lebanese men used to boast. I got people, your minister in my pocket. You hear a Lebanese man go make confusion, you tell this he got your minister in your pocket, that's zero. Liberian men commit a crime, the same crime like Liberian men commit, Lebanese men committed, Lebanese men were free. Liberian men they were whipping and putting in jail. It's because the people are respected in your country more than you. Now, when you go places like Ghana and Ivory Coast and places like that, the people got system there. I'm not saying Lebanese people or foreigners don't strive in those countries and make business succeed. No. But the people got system in those countries. There are certain things that for Ivorians, you can sit on there. I don't care how long you be there. You can't get it if it's just for Ivorian and Ghanaians. We went to Ivory Coast. We had children in Ivory Coast. The two our children became citizens. Your paper show you Liberian. Today, go to Liberia. Jalo, they calling themselves citizen. Fulani. We never had a tribe in Liberia called Fula. But now Fula in Liberia. Go Guinea. You want to tell me say they didn't get crew people living in Guinea, but you think because they stay in Guinea and born in Guinea, they can consider themselves Guinean? You think they're lying? Think about it, Terry. They get bandit people. They get Gisi. Maybe the Gisi tribe will reach. Part of that area because of the border area. But then look at tribe that coming from places like the crown people. Can a crown man go into Guinea right now and stay 10, 15, 20 years? Hi, children, and say, Guinean? You think they're lie? They will check your background from Liberia. They will check your background from Liberia. You're not Guinean, but in Liberia, the fuller man will come. After spending 20 years in Liberia, he become Liberia because we lay back. And then he can dominate. He can buy land. He can own land. He ain't bring nothing Liberia, but he can because our policy is so relaxed. The government don't care about the citizen. My friends that I live in Ghana, they say you couldn't even go on the People River to fishing. To fishing in Ghana, you couldn't go there. But today, going in West Point, who control our fishing industry in West Point? Ashanti, Fanti people on the sea, bringing fish, selling it in US dollar, not going government covers. That just when we are king, when I later came, Emma Glasgow, and they were trying to do the whole fishery thing, they start going to the places, giving the people nets and things, and taxing them. When they bring fish, the government will take certain amount of money from the people. But the people were making serious US dollar, they would take it, put in the kingdom, and go right out of Ghana with it. Because the government never set the pace. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, you have to set the pace, cause now you go look at in a state of Freeport of Liberia. Terry, you and myself, there's some businesses that I know that I've been part of, I've been doing for a while now. Ordering stuff from China. I sit right here, I brush my teeth from China. I'm talking about Dugafle goods there. Brand new goods, put it on container, 40 foot, 20 foot. No problem from China to ship it to Liberia. They tell you your money, the price you pay it, they put your thing on the ship, boom. By the time it get between Liberia and China in that era, the whole bureaucracy changed. They stealing here, they holding it up, passing $150 just for minister to sign. The deputy got to carry it to him. Before that deputy carry that paper, that $25, you got to get the deputy. He ain't going to government covers. Before the minister even sign that paper, you got to put another $50 on his desk before you put your signature on it. Yes.
Just hold on right there. Let me take the call here. Liberia Paul Reader, what's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
How you doing, Mr. Toll? You know my name, so stop pretending. I know you think I ain't got nothing to say on this topic. Liberian politics on current event in Liberia today.
We can't hear you too clear, Lira.
What do you mean? You can't hear you too clear? They say they can't hear you.
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, well you have to tune down your whatchamacallit, your thing you're listening to.
I was driving, look at my windows up. Is it better now?
Yeah, much better. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to say, you guys know I don't agree with Terry, but I want to try to agree with Terry on this particular topic.
Good night. You come here to agree with Terry. Good night, Aaron. Then you not mean business. Yeah, but
I agree with Terry because Terry making some great points. In as much as we want the government to put in policies to enable the citizens and stuff like that, you still got to make sure that Liberian people who want to do some of the work that other nationalities will come and do in Liberia. Are they willing to do it? That's the thing. You can't be beat. I mean, every millionaire started from somewhere. I understand there are some people who inherit that stuff from their family, but if you want to strive in business, you put your mind to something and you do it. You do it. So I agree with Terry on that. There are a lot of things, I grew up back home, playing soccer, we used to be in the street most of the time. So we saw a lot of guys that were selling window market. we start selling that little water market with no food. She got a box in it. The next thing you know, they give a shop. And they start bringing their family from back home. As they bringing their family, and giving their family money to do other things and things like that. So we Liberian, can we do that? We don't even like to support each other. We don't really like to support each other. I listened to Mr. Malley and my boy Keto talking about, the government will push criminal measures now and things like that. We live in America here. Okay, hey, in as much as you want immigration policy to tell you the way to get to your citizenship, you can't say you don't want to be foreign in your country. You can't say you don't want, immigrants in your country. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't just close your border to everybody. And last but not the least, Mr. Malley, in order for us to leave the dual currency policy, to say we're going to use the Liberian dollar, we're going to be able to equitably, use our resources. Meaning, the resources that we gather, it shouldn't be going in few people's pocket. It should go within the economy. That's for the resources to be able to back the money. If the resources cannot back the money, there's no way you can say you not use the US dollar. Every businessman that comes to Liberia use US dollar to buy his stuff. So how are you going to say you're just going to forget about US dollar? It's not possible. You cannot take it from the market. If you take it from the market, the entire economy will collapse. Thank you.
Thank you. You come here tonight, okay? I agree with Terry. You mean business tonight. Thank you. Bye. All right, guys, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Walter Carter, go ahead and finish your statement, and then we can wrap it up.
So like I was saying, I didn't really get popular everything he said, but so look,
Bro, I pretty much disagree with you and Dr. Malley.
Yeah, I heard that.
On
You say
the side of Terry
he agree with Terry.
That
He agree
means
with Terry.
if Brobra can be on the side of Terry tonight, that means CDC it's going to be a formidable opponent because they're getting smart.
But Libra, don't forget, Brobra, he's one of the agents who support business as usual. Don't forget that.
So this the thing with Libra. This the thing, right? We're not saying for Liberians to be strong, for Liberia not to be lazy. I mean, for Liberia to be lazy. No, we don't want all that. What we want is the system should be set, enforced in ways that it will benefit our people. Once the system is put in place, the people will follow. Right now in Liberia, the government said no protestation. When they go on the street, they whip people, everybody go home, they recon. So you went to Waterside Market, you tell the people, say, you're not selling on the side where you go in the market. The government put security and they enforce it. People will sell in the market. They will not count on the road.
Thank
but
you.
When you try,
I'm gonna ask you now. Keep talking, but you will turn it into a wrapping. Now you got 1 minute to wrap it up, so we can go to the next person, please.
Yeah.
1 minute, please.
So in all aspects of the country, from the extra industry, the bigger investment in the country, the bigger investment not even benefit the government. Like, for example, the bigger investments, do they really benefit the people? Let's be honest here. What Blanco did for Nima County? Now what Salamita doing for Nima County? Zero. Bomb mines. What bomb mine did for bomb mine? Look at the place they call bomb mine. I live in bomb mines. Only that small concession area that the people have labeled of civilization small. When you leave the county, finish. So you put your foot on the bus stop, you put it in Vanington and hey, we'll stay in remote life. With the billions of dollars people are taking from inside in our company for Liberia, zero. This is what we're talking about, Terry. Firestone. Do you know how long it took for our people to start living in cells, sleeping in cell? Do you know how long it took? Since 1926. And the kind of money Firestone got from Liberia, the government were not able to prevail on Firestone to even open one rubber producing factory in the country. Today, or Indian man got to come and start to say you want to produce rubber, and the politics were playing inside. It's to make up in your mind. It's not a small thing we're talking about. When the government set the pace for the people, brother, the people will benefit.
Thank you, Walter. Let's come to Mr. Show tomorrow. Doc, you got 1 minute, please. Go ahead.
Well, I just want to tell the listeners and some of our followers that I'm not one of the agent of business as usual. And we can identify the agents of the business as usual because they still want to support the corrupt system for it to be in the same lane. Since 1847, they just want for the country to be in the same lane. And I can tell from Aaron's sentiment, I'm not in that category anymore. I graduated from that business as usual thing now. Liberia need change. We need new system. Just what my comrade Panale Keto just said.
Ah, you
All
and
right.
you and
Need to
Carter
set
in
the
the one
pace.
boat to now comrade panel. Wow. Jesus.
What Mr. Keto just said. You see, first time we'll be dancing together, and that's great. The government need to set the pace, liberal. Since 1847, the liberal policy has destroyed our country. We don't need liberalism anymore. No. Our whole political system, we need to change it. The economic system, we got to change it. All right? When some of us went to school in Ghana, we supposed to work. The Ghanaian told us, keep your book. When you go home, you will work there. How many people telling Ghanaian, all you book you brought from Ghana, hold on onto it. When we finish employing Liberians, we'll look to you. All right? So the open door policy have destroyed the country a whole lot. It's about time that law for foreigner, it's about time we reduce this thing. It's getting too much. To the point where a Lebanese will stand up to you and say, I'm running this country here. And if you play with me, I will deal with you. Can you imagine that? You can say that thing in Ghana. So I agree with Kata 100%. The government will need to set the pace and make sure things are enforced. And if you can't stand it, we'll show you the way out. And lastly, liberal, one of the most important things that's supposed to be part of the new system is that countries that bordering Liberia, like Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Ivory Coast, people that are living in these countries, they should never be citizens in our country. They should be special visitors. And we need to overhaul the constitution. You born in our country there, your child should never be a Liberian. These are some of the things that messed in the whole country up in our country.
If a child of Lebanese or a child of Fulani is born in Liberia, they should not be considered a Liberian citizen.
No, we should change it should not be that child should be a special visitor.
Dr. Mary.
And that is part of the new system.
Ooh, I don't know what.
And besides that,
and you say you're running for senator. You're running for senatorial position from Lofa County.
Of course, but this is the new system we want. And besides that, if a Lebanese go in our country there, let's say a Fulanese, the Lebanese, they get a habit when they get to the airport, they bring their whole generation. The person that coming to invest, he's the only person who will enter the country. The rest, you put them on a plane and you send them right back. We don't want a lot of people occupying the space. We want the person that get the money that will help Liberians.
Thank you.
So if a Fulani get one shop in Liberia, we should have a policy where he's forced to employ one Liberian in that shop. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Doc. Thank you. Wonderful, wonderful conversation. Terry, let's hear from you. Take us home.
Sherry,
I feel sorry for I feel very sorry for the things that Dr. Mali is saying. It's very, very pathetic because you're living in a country that have given you status to be here, and you got educated here by the grace of God, and you working in the country, and then you saying that should not be extended to other people of different nationality. You see that? Because of the weakness of your own people, inability to take advantage of the opportunity, the natural opportunity that God has given us in our country. You don't blame foreigners for how many foreigners that you get in your country. And probably you may not be looking at the laws in Liberia. There is nobody that is not of a Negro descent can become citizen in Liberia. Your laws are very stringent. So no Lebanese man can become citizen in Liberia. No Lebanese person or no person of a white descent can own any property in Liberia. And they don't own property. That's why the Lebanese people only renting. All the properties that they got, they renting. Most of the things that they own, they can put it is in Liberians' name. So that Liberians selling the birthrights. You didn't hear the vice president last time when the vice president went, he said that there are some businesses they found out that those guys have registered the business by Liberians with Liberian name because the law forbids that. We have the law created so much opportunity for Liberians that we are not taking advantage of. These are some. Under the Liberian Investment Act of 2010, right, which is known to be the liberalization policy, there are certain businesses that foreigners cannot do in Liberia. One is selling sand, black making, peddling, small street or mobile selling, travel agencies,
Yeah, but who's selling sand
retail.
right now?
Give me China,
They're not the
Dr. Mali.
Lebanese selling sand. They're not the
Yeah,
people.
Give me
Doc, hold
China,
on
Dr.
now.
Mali.
Hold on, Doc.
All right. Travel agencies, retail sales of rice and cement, retail, not wholesale, retail sale of rice and cement. Foreigner can sell it. Ice making and ice making and sales of ice. Tire repair shops, small auto repair shops below the required investment threshold. Shoe repair shops, retail sale of timber and planks, operating gas stations, video clubs, taxi operations, importing or selling used clothes, distribution of local manufacturer products in Liberia, importation and sales of used cars, with exception for authorized dealership dealing in their own certified vehicles. These are businesses in Liberia that Liberians supposed to do, that foreigners are not allowed to do. So Liberians' laws create the opportunity for us to take advantage of them, but we do not. We do not venture in those opportunities. And that is my point. I'm not telling you that the government should not set the pace. It is the government's responsibility to create the opportunity for the citizens to thrive. And these are the reasons why these laws are there, to create the opportunity for the citizens to thrive. We are not being able to take advantage of this opportunity. So as a result, foreigners are overlapping their function. And when the foreigner overlap their function, definitely somebody need to get the job done. Guess what? People will go to that foreigner to buy from them. Your government people cannot put all these foreigners away. They have tried, but they cannot, because they need somebody to deliver the goods.
Thank you.
Who the Liberian that you know that selling sand? Even the trash in the country?
The Chinese are
that
selling
you know
sand.
taking the trash from the country?
The Chinese are selling sand.
I'm asking you, I say, who the Liberians that you know that's selling sand?
Okay, send the
Because
Chinese are
people got to
selling
buy
sand.
sand to do the business.
What is the government doing about that?
Guys, let's
assume the
have
Chinese
let's-
selling sand. What the government supposed to do about that?
The government took the job from Zoom Lion, which was a Ghana company, because I said a Ghanaian company to take the track. Today, you get dead in the street, you're posting it all on your pages.
No. Zoom Lion is corrupt.
So what the Liberian company now to go do the business, to go take the dead from the street? You got Liberian company that doing that
business?
This
is the reason why we say we need new system.
Oh, so we should wait. Why other people in other parts of the world advancing? We should wait for a Liberian to come to do the job. Right?
Be patriotic. We're not patriotic. That's the problem.
Okay. Dr. Mali,
okay,
that is contradictory. Because the opportunity that I have in America here, if they decide to send us back, what will you do?
I want to enjoy the opportunity here, but the same opportunity should not be applied to foreigner there. No.
So I get your point.
Right, guys.
Yes.
Okay.
That was make me patriotic.
No, it does not patriotism.
Guys, hold on.
That discrimination, that racism, and all of that. That's not patriotism.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't want to mute
That's
you.
not patriotism.
Somebody
Go ahead.
Hello. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Two. Greetings to the analyst. This is Teddy Lion Yankon from Fargo, North Dakota.
Hey.
Well, I would like to buttress Dr. Mali.
Oh,
It's
I told
hard
you,
time.
CDC. Oh, that's it. This is a subject matter that I'm going to be discussing every night. Because for
No.
CDC to come on and be split like that, this is good. This is good. Let's hear from you.
Thank you, Lion. You are my comrade.
We Liberian, we should prioritize Liberian. We should prioritize our people. It be it whatsoever president, we are any other president. Look, we've been in those African countries. We saw how they treated us. We saw how they prioritize their citizens, their country. Even in Senegal, you can be whatsoever person foreigner. You take a business in Senegal. One of the major things for your business to succeed in Senegal, you gotta marry Senegalese woman. Your manager, assistant manager, have to be Senegalese. Clearly, I spent 6.5 years in Senegal. If you take a factory or a company into Senegal, all your major staffs, you got to build real estates, real buildings, and sell it to them. They would over the years, that way you would not be able to just sack them. That person you'll be getting for that person paycheck until that person own that building. Clearly, in Senegal, we've been in Africa, right by us. They put the girl cut in the shoe. You pay 700,000 CFA for 500,000 CFA for cut in the shoe for pass. No more money they put for like generated for us. Look, all those wetlands, those Lebanese where go and they go buy land. Those land, that's why we created our own natural disaster. Even President when he come back, look, those wetlands, it can be Liberian person, foreigner that put mansions into our wetlands. They have to break those places down because that's the reason why we're getting erosion. We have a land that naturally God built, God gave us. No more days the water not used to set in the land like that. But now the water set in the land. Because why? Foreigners just can took all part of our wetland, whatsoever place, they put concrete buildings in there. We gotta be very strict to that. Okay, what Brother Collins saying, or Pastor Collins? Of course, Liberians will little bit last a difficult taking responsibility of that, but it could be on the part of the government to really empower the people. Liberians that we are not lazy people. We're running the port machines, we're running the port industries in America here. Give the people the training, give the people, prioritize the people take control.
Thank you.
It's really, really painful, really, right? To see foreigners, all that our those are born with us. It's hard time for us to make sure we scrutinize them, their citizens, Liberian citizens, to know who Liberian, who not Liberian. The people have to just come in the Liberian citizens. We cannot be so friendly. We cannot champion democracy like that. That's wrong.
Thank you.
They put taking advantage of us.
Thank you, Lion.
Years from now, they will take our country from us. So they will put that money is not just being selfish. That's the fact. That's the truth.
Thank
you. We need to open our eyes and be strong on these principles.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think, guys, thank you. Walter Carter, thank you. Dr. Mali, thank you very much. Terry, thank you. Let's meet on Mr.
I wanted to say, Aaron, thank you for supporting me today. Aaron.
I will not let that happen again. The next time you want to be on your side, I'll cut him off. I can't have that. I want my show to be hot. I'm coming to carry out for Kumbaya.
Mr. To.
Yeah.
Can you give me 30 seconds just to inform
30
Terry on
seconds
something?
you have. Go ahead.
Thank you. Terry listed things that Liberians are supposed to be doing. Is he aware that the Chinese mining saying Liberian, selling sand to Liberian? Do you know that the Chinese guys float on the river, mining our sand, taking our resources
anyway,
and selling
we are
it?
done.
But
Who
Your
wanna
law
you
go?
was
see,
able to put them on that.
this the way you bring the conversation to a place
But
where
they were
it's so
there, Joe. We
be
had time. They've
it
been
be
there
All
for
right,
any.
all right.
They've been
Thank
there
you,
doing it.
Walter
this
Carter.
is not what we're talking
Thank
But
right now,
Walter
that
brother.
the
This
Carter.
law
Thank
is on the books for to be implemented by government.
who's supposed to implement it?
Your
thank you,
government.
guys.
So what we're talking
Thank
about,
you,
it seems we're talking about the government is
Walter
not creating.
Carter. Walter
Anyway,
Carter. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Liver.
A good night to you. Thank you for the wonderful, wonderful thing. Thank you, guys. Again, this is Samson told Labropoli. I want to thank all of you again tonight. Let's meet on Mr. Soul Show tomorrow, where the conversation will be a little bit much involved because the liberal was going to be there to be the counterweight, where we will not allow these better yara people to come and take us to better yara with all kind of nyama nyama tabata to Dr. Mali talking tonight. But I can't talk much because I'm the host. But tomorrow I will open up and I will allow Dr. Mali to walk right into my trap. This is Samson to Labropoli. Aaron Broplet, don't come on my show again try to do kumbaya with Terry. It's not going to work. The next time you come and say you agree with, because when you come and disagree with Terry vehemently, it makes the show hot. Don't come cool my show off here talking about say you agree with Terry. Tomorrow you not agree with nobody again. Nobody will agree with you on that. But anyway, folks, it's good. But see, this is the uniqueness of on a very serious note. This is the uniqueness of this show. These two gentlemen, Terry and Ruffler, had a serious debate here one time on LPR, and they since then they have continued to have these engagement, public engagement, and so we want to say thank you, Aaron. If there's an area where there's common agreement, let's follow those. And Aaron just demonstrated tonight that not everything is politic, not everything that you have to disagree with. And I think the lion also came back and disagreed with Aaron. So and they're both all hot-headed of sedition. This is what I'm talking about. When we have these kinds of conversation, it means the country is going somewhere. Because they're all young. They're not all like me. They're all young. And they have brilliant idea. So to have these young people engaging each other, agreeing to disagree, it's a wonderful thing and it's a healthy thing for our society. With that, I will say thank you all and good night to all of you. Good night, folks.